Steamforged Games are changing the way that tavern encounters work in your games with their brand new product. And I was lucky enough to talk to them at this year's GAMA Expo to find out exactly how.
What's up? I'm here with Matt at Steamforged Games and we're talking about their brand new tavern encounter system, Local Taverns. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Local Legends. As you know, in the UK, we call pubs our local, and every pub has a legend of some sort, so we thought it'd be kind of fun to put together an epic encounter style product that introduces how to run taverns in a really easy way for people who have no experience or lots of experience with running D&D games.
How does this system run? What is the idea behind it?
So what you get in the box is 10 different taverns inside the box. For each of the taverns there is an exterior shot, a bunch of really cool descriptors, there's a lot of suggestions about where to place it in the world, but then once you actually go inside, you've got this almost Where's Waldo style isometric kind of view of the interior of the tavern that personally I find a lot more evocative, gives you a spatial sense of what's going on, but we've put loads of tiny little details in there, because what I love as a player is seeing something on a picture that the GM's showing me or on a map and going, well, if that barrel was there, then I might use that barrel to do something clever with. One of the hardest things I think to do is run a really good tavern encounter where the tavern feels like it's busy, it's full of characters, it's full of interesting things to do, and it feels like it's constantly moving around. The trouble is when you're trying to do all of that with just your description and maybe if you're lucky a picture you found on Google, it's actually quite a challenging exercise. So the way the system works is you have this wonderful image of the interior of the tavern. We give you the full description of how to describe it. We really recommend layered description, so you're trying to teach the habit of layering and building up the description rather than trying to splurge it all in one hit. But then most importantly, you have a whole bunch of NPCs with character portraits that you actually put out as you're describing the tavern. So if we go into this tavern, you will see the interior of the Nodding Dragon, and I would literally take the card and I would say behind the bar is a guy with thinning hair and a slightly sad smile. He seems to be talking to what looks to be a serving girl, and over here there seems to be two people having a bit of a private conversation. There's a bit of an area around them, and over here there seems to be someone who's playing a game. What do you do? And now the tavern has some interesting options. Now the players have got actual agency to go, well, I might go and see what the girl, what is the game that they're playing. Yep. I'm glad that you're going to do that, because every tavern has its own bespoke mini game that we've actually built in, because I know that my players love mini games, and because I'm a game designer I make a lot of them up on the spot, but we've actually spent more time and made them a little bit better than the ones I just make up instantly. So lots of little mini games. They're a mixture of dice-based games, number crunching, puzzle style, but also there's some dexterity games in there. You've got players rolling d20s across the table trying to land it in a target, that kind of thing. Every NPC is designed to be interacted with, so one of the things that I'm quite pleased with is there is a piece of artwork there. We deliberately haven't put a name on the front if the GM wants to change it, but if the player picks it up, the first thing that you notice is this. Again, no name. What I want to do is really create a sense of recognition in these characters, so that first thing you notice is the thing that really cements in people's minds. First thing you notice about this chap is the slightly predatory smile playing over his lips. In a nutshell, so it's giving players GMs the tools to run a cool encounter. To hang it all together, every tavern has a local legend designed to allow the tavern to feel like it's its own thing. You can drop it into your existing campaign. It can be part of an adventure, it can be a stopping off point, or it could be a launch point for a new campaign. But there's also effectively a side quest of, do you want to deal with a local legend? So for the Nodding Dragon, the side quest is an owlbear. Turns out when you investigate the owlbear, well, I don't want to do too many spoilers, but there's a druid model in there and an owlbear. And I wonder where we got that idea from. But yeah, so inside that will be the minis you need, full colour map, and classic epic encounter style, a guide on how to run a really epic encounter.
That's amazing. I love the fact that all of the characters within the tavern setting, it equally weights everything.
Yes.
So everything is intriguing in some way. You have a bunch of leads to go with.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Matt.
Hey, no problem. Thanks very much.
And if you're interested in other game-changing mechanics, then you should check out this video here where we talk about Drakenheim and their contamination mechanics.